Like, dude, I'm not here for your mashed potatoes. Like,
Exactly.
I look like I'm 6 years old right now. Hey guys, I'm going to post a Q&A with Jabril from AnimationHustle. He's best known for his Instagram. He posts the most interesting stuff. Check him out.
Where's you guys from? Oh, hey.
Cool, it worked.
Well, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, dude. It's great to see you.
I'm excited for this. So, for everybody watching, this is our first, Animation Hustle's first Instagram Live session here.
So, quick fun side note, we met at a Cartoon Network internship in 2013?
Season 1 of Clarence, that's all I know.
Season 1 Clarence. I was season 1 Uncle Grandpa. I feel like old saying that now. So I'm Lauren. People call me Lauren L. I have a YouTube channel called L Cartoons. So I went to school for animation in Los Angeles. I'm from New Jersey. I'm from the East Coast. I was an animation major. I went back to the East Coast after I graduated, but during my time in LA, I interned at Nickelodeon in Burbank, which was my literal dream. I don't think people understand how obsessed I was with Nickelodeon. I should never have worked there. I was way too much of a fangirl to be there, working there as a professional. One of the greatest internships I've ever had was Cartoon Network. I worked at DreamWorks in Glendale for a bit, so I had some really, really cool opportunities there. So yeah, and then I moved back East, and I found that it was very difficult to get a job. There's not as much opportunity on the East Coast than there is on the West Coast, so I was looking at places in New York, and I came across Titmouse. They're an in-house animation studio. It's rare for a place in the US to be animating in-house, so that's cool. Got to work at Titmouse for a few years.
They do mostly 2D there, or they also do 3D?
With Titmouse, mostly 2D, at least in the New York side. We didn't really do any 3D stuff. They're probably doing some 3D stuff in LA. So Titmouse has 3 locations. They have New York, the main headquarters, which is LA. I have a studio in Vancouver too. That's a really big studio there too. I was a production coordinator, by the way. I went to school for animation and I animate on my YouTube channel, but I was not an artist in the industry. I was production. I absolutely love production. It stole my heart. I never thought I'd love production. I was a production coordinator for 3 or 4 years altogether, I guess. It was enough time for me to want to take a break and really pursue YouTube. I've always been a creator at heart. I've always been somebody that loves to make stuff and come up with jokes, and I love timing. I was never interested in doing art for other people. I was only ever interested in doing art for my own creations. So I decided, long story short, to take a hiatus from the industry, essentially quit for a bit, is what I'm saying, and pursue. It sounds less stupid. I think people think I'm an idiot for quitting. To put it bluntly, I quit my job. I found on YouTube that there's a small community. I shouldn't say small. It's a pretty big community of people, of animators on YouTube, and there's. I don't know if you've ever heard of The Odd Ones Out and Jaden Animations. Those are 2 of the biggest. But they got 13 million followers, 6 million followers. There's a lot of people that have this, that are hungry for animation. Animatics. It's not super animated stuff, but and what they do is they tell stories. They'll have themselves as their character narrating it. And there's basically there's a large community of that. I'm I want to do that. That sounds so much fun, just coming up with stories about your life and writing a script, just creating. These people are successful. A lot of them became so successful with it that they're making a literal living, which is really hard, but it's something I really want to try to do. I left Titmouse in December of 2018, so 6 months ago. So I've been doing this little YouTube journey thing for about taking it professionally and seriously for 6 months. And now I have a YouTube channel called L Cartoons, ELL space cartoons. I'm just making some animations on there and trying to grow. I'm giving myself 2 years to see if I can actually do it. And if I can't, then I'll probably go back to production.
You'll end your hiatus, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I answered all your questions.
People wanted to know like about your internship experiences and how you got that, going, because you had not only Cartoon Network but also Nickelodeon. Like, I mean, Nick rejected me. I remember that.
Oh, Nick rejected me too. Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
A lot of times. I was annoying. I had to apply there 3 times to finally get a yes.
Everyone's applying to these big internships, so it's going to be hard to kind of get yourself in a position where you can be above and beyond everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
As a production coordinator, I would help out HR a lot with the internship program. I would look over like resumes and portfolios.
Oh, yeah, so give us the juicy details. What are y'all talking about?
Oh, yeah. Send out those rejection letters. No.
That's you?
Not all the time. It was mainly my HR manager. I can tell you a lot about internships. In general, just because it's summer right now, if anyone just got rejected from a summer internship, don't beat yourself up. It's the most competitive time of the year because everyone is able to go out of state for internships and stuff. They're all on break. So if you can, try to apply for other semesters, not just summer. Summer has the most applicants, the most ridiculous amounts. And we rejected so many good people, so many qualified, great people that we would have loved to interview and have on, but there's just too many freaking people. So it doesn't mean that you're necessarily not qualified.
How do the people who get selected?
We're looking at like resumes and stuff when we're trying to find good candidates. For summer specifically, a lot of the times we would prioritize the seniors because it's like their last chance. The first priority always goes to, hey, so-and-so recommended this person. So what I would say is my biggest piece of advice for people trying to get internships are get on LinkedIn and connect with as many people as you can and reach out to people even if you don't know them, add them even if you don't know them, and ask them like really briefly because they're super busy. Just be like, hey, my name is whatever. I've followed your work for a while and would love if you can give a hungry animator or whatever some advice for getting their foot in the door. What I'm trying to say is network.
Especially students don't realize that people are so much willing to help you out when you're a student.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a student, you should be asking everybody for all kind of favors. Because once you get out of school or stop being young, it's a whole different ballgame.
You are so right.
If there's any students, take advantage of your time as a student for sure.
So true, dude.
Use LinkedIn, but also use the Animation Hustle comment section because there's so many artists there.
I'm just thinking about my brother right now. He'll be like, oh man, how do you just like reach out to people like that? For people that are shy and don't want to bother people, I get that, but you're not bothering anybody. I promise, whenever I get messages about people that want advice, I've always found a way to help them somehow. There are a lot of people that won't respond to you because they're busy. It's not necessarily your fault. Maybe they're just busy and they don't remember. But there's a lot of people like me that would just love to help somehow and give back the way people have given to us.
Our favorite artists are making stuff, so we can use that. And also, of course, studying real life, right? You have to study.
Dude, that's the one thing I heard from everyone is, I always heard to do life drawing.
I used to hate it. I did it.
I hate it. I'm so bad at it. But it
really helps the fundamentals of it all. You know
does.
What I'm saying?
No, it does.
One of the great things about animation, I feel, is that we can see the work on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like what artists are doing, that's going to be right there. So when you're watching shows, I think there's a difference between watching a cartoon and studying it, right?
Yeah.
So I used to, I'm a Nickelodeon guy. You know that too.
Hell yeah.
So on Saturdays, I would go through and like study SpongeBob frame by frame and see how they made this stuff happen. Like bringing around town. Okay, how did he bring it around town?
That's so smart. You studied Nickelodeon shows frame by frame. That's so smart, dude.
Yes, and that's why I was able to kind of get the animation side of things down pretty easy. Let's see, have any more questions we missed while talking about tracing and copying other people's work? No, it's not if you're gonna use, someone said like, isn't it a moral sin? it is if you're going to be like using it as your own work, but this is all just for practice. You shouldn't
Yeah.
be drawing someone's work and saying this is mine.
Right. I look up reference for everything, and you need to look up reference. But one thing I would say that's helped me with getting better at drawing is not to focus on too many things at once. Personally, you can study animation. That's cool, the 12 principles or whatever. But before you start like animating too much, try to really study anatomy, because your animations are gonna look a lot better if your humans are accurate looking. If you know how an arm looks at all angles, if you know how muscles look when a person's pushing, your animations are gonna look better. When I used to really want to get better at drawing, I would go 1 week studying one thing. So skulls, I would study like the skeleton, right? And I would choose like the skull to be what I wanted to do for the week. And I sat my ass down and I timed myself for 1 hour, and I would draw fucking skulls, for 1 hour. So I would have like a sketchbook full of horrible drawings of skulls. And it was painful because I'm the type of person that just wants the end result now. I want the beautiful rendered thing now. I know how to, I don't draw skulls well, but I know how to draw them at different angles enough to get by from just that 1 week. Like I never, like, you know what I mean? So like, I don't know, maybe consider choosing like, I'm gonna draw just legs for a week and 1 hour a day. And you'll be surprised how, if you tunnel vision on something, if you just focus on one thing, you'll be surprised how powerful that is.
I want to get the social media aspect. That's kind of more what I'm interested in from your perspective. So there's tons of, in the comments below, let me know what platforms you guys use. I want to see where you guys are all at. Because social media, again, is so important that I feel like us as animators, we have to take advantage of it. So can you talk a little bit about like why you chose YouTube and how the ecosystem is for an animator?
Well, I mean, low-key, I always wanted to be a YouTuber, like, since I was, like, 18 or something. Like, I just love YouTube to death. I think it's the coolest platform out there just because you literally have...
Was it MySpace?
Okay, MySpace was really cool, too. Yeah, so YouTube is essentially your own TV show. There's no rules, and I just love that freedom. It's very difficult for animators. The way it used to be, I believe, you would get paid by the amount of views that you get, but now I think it's more about amount of time the person is viewing your stuff for. So like, you make more money on your video if it's 10 minutes long than you do if your video is 2 minutes long. And that's bad news for animators because we don't want to animate 10 minutes long. That's going to take us months. So for animators, every second literally is a lot of work. So it's difficult. That's why the community that I want to be part of, the animation storytelling community, they don't fully animate their stuff. They do like limited animation, like essentially animatics.
Yeah, someone in the comments today was like, I can't stop. I posted some of your stuff, and someone said like, I can't stop thinking about how there's no in between. So I'm like, bro, that's not the point.
Yeah. So like, yeah. So you have to get over that if you watch my videos, or not even just my videos, but the whole niche, the Storytime animators, we can't possibly do in-betweens because it would be a video every 4 months, and people like are trying to make a living doing this, you know? So it's more about, think of it, instead of focusing on like the animation, it's more about the story, to be honest, with these than it is about the visuals. It's more about like, it's more of think of it as like a comic on steroids or something. Like,
or even an animatic, sort of, maybe?
What?
Even an animatic, maybe?
Yeah, yes, an animatic. It's an animatic, yeah. Like, I actually do lip sync. A lot of them don't even do lip sync, so.
Viral, too.
Oh.
So everyone's posting on YouTube, you know, everyone has the dream of having their stuff go viral. How'd you pull it off?
I don't know about if I've ever technically went viral, but today, right, I posted a video on my channel, and
I can check it out.
Please, and I collaborated with two really big Storytime Animator YouTubers in the niche, and I can get into how I got in touch with them on another time, but basically they lent me their voices. They read a character from my script and I put them in my video. One of those dudes, TimTom, he has like 1.2 million subscribers on YouTube. He's really big on YouTube. He gave me a shout out in his last video. He posted a video today too. Check that out too, TimTom. And that shout out, he said at the end of his video, he's like, hey, by the way, my friend L Cartoons posted a video, comment, TimTom sent you. And now my video, if I refresh it, there's like 500 comments on there. Like they're just piling in of TimTom sent me, TimTom sent me, TimTom sent me. Like he has such a strong following that I'll like listen to him. So I'll actually go on it really quick right now. I'm curious to know. Basically, it's going viral, like compared to my other videos. Usually I'll get like on average 1,000 views a video, which is really not good. It's not something you can make a living off of, that's for sure. I probably get paid like currently with 1,000 views a video, like $3 to $5 a video for almost 100 hours of work. So it's horrible, but with TimTom, the way he just gave me a shout out, holy shit. So now I have 7,000 subscribers. I had 5,000 subscribers today. And ever since, that's how many people just jumped on my page. Okay, so now I have 5,000 views on that video. So that's kind of like how people start growing, is collabing. It's huge. So putting them in my video means now their following is going to see it, basically, and I'm gonna get their following to come hop onto my channel. You're inviting all these new people that like that kind of stuff, but
That's something to know.
but like,
I gotta get my collabs too.
I'm telling you, and like, even if you collab, dude, like you have a big following on Instagram. Actually, just a side note, like, a lot of my friends follow your Instagram, like industry friends that I didn't even, I'm like, what? They know him? Your Instagram blew up. So you collabing with other people is going to help them, but it's also going to help you too, because they're going to tune in and they're going to find out about you because of that person. So collabing is just a mutual thing. I'm
doing like 6 or 7 new Weeklings cartoons.
Yes.
I'm going to drop them on YouTube.
Do you want to explain what that is? Do they know what that is?
Yeah.
We're not just on the phone. We got an audience.
Yeah.
Tell the 25 viewers what the Weeklings is.
So I created a show called The Weeklings. It's an animated series starring the days of the week. So you have characters are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And they all have personalities based on how each day feels. Anyway, so my friends and I made the pilot about 2 years ago. We put it out there, been pitching around, and got, in development process with that. But I'm getting back into making my own stuff as well. So I want to do some more Weeklings cartoons. I should probably cast, reach out to some YouTubers, see if they want to play some of these holidays.
100%. 100%.
Interesting. Okay, I'm learning something here too.
Yeah.
How did you start out in animation, and when did you officially call yourself an animator?
Sorry, can you? I see it. How do you guys start out in animation? Cool.
Well, someone asked if this being recorded to view later. I think so. Yeah.
I'm recording it.
Okay, yeah, I'm sure.
I'm gonna post it on my vlog channel. You go first with that.
How I got started?
With an animation? Was that the question?
Oh, yeah. So with animation, I've always wanted to do cartoons. I always kind of was a guy who was doodling in class, but my family's from LA. We moved to St. Louis, Missouri, where there was nothing to do. So I'd be in my basement just drawing, and then one day my dad just bought me Toon Boom and was like, "Here, figure it out."
Damn, Dad!
Yeah.
That's a good program.
Exactly. So, luckily it was Toon Boom, which turned into like one of the most industry standard animation softwares out out there. I was making stuff in the basement, and then because I actually won Nickelodeon Awards for my films in high school. So that was a big deal for me, and kind of got my, I can do this as a real deal kind of thing. But as long as you're doing it, you're an animator. It doesn't matter if you're doing it for no money, for all money, hey.
Hell yeah. I would say, people ask me too, like, when do you consider yourself a YouTuber? And like, you can technically be a YouTuber if you're putting YouTube videos out. For me, like my standard, everyone has their own standards. For me, until I'm making a paycheck from YouTube, then I feel like a YouTuber. Like if YouTube's paying me, because by the way, you can't get your money for your video until you get $100. So YouTube won't send you anything until you accumulate $100.
If you're out there and you want to start a YouTube channel, you have to consider and think about like what you're going to do and how you're going to manage your production so that you can make a lot of content, right? Make sure you have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 videos up there so that people see what you're doing. You can, launch and actually have some stuff going. Know exactly immediately what you're going for and then go from there, right? So you starting a channel or Instagram page or Twitter with nothing there is confusing. You really got to focus in on your brand before you even figure out how to launch this thing.
That's so spot on. So spot on.
It's all about the branding of everything.
It is.
I like to use an example of like, if you walk into McDonald's, you know what you're getting, right? What are you getting from McDonald's?
I'm getting a fucking McFlurry. I don't know about you.
Okay. You're getting a McFlurry? Right.
The M&M's.
Oh, M&M McFlurries, absolutely. But
love them.
If you walk into McDonald's, you know you're going to get a hamburger, French fries. That's going to be cheap, right? If you were to go to McDonald's one day and they have burritos there and no hamburgers, you won't know what's there. And your YouTube channel is the same way. If you want to do burgers, only make burgers. If you're going to make animation, only do a specific type of animation. Because once your brand is compromised, people are confused. Once people are confused, they leave.
Dude, you're so goddamn right. And I'm living proof of that because when I first started putting YouTube videos up, I had a whole different style, of animation. I started this series for a joke and it ended up essentially going viral. Basically, I would record my family, and you can see this, it's all on my page still, but I would record my family, especially my dad and my big Italian Brooklyn father and my...
Someone actually asked, is your grandma actually 99?
Oh, someone asked that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice to meet you too, Art and Time. Yeah, no, dude, no, she's 100 now. She's 100!
That's crazy. 100 years old.
I don't know why. I mean, she doesn't do anything special. Anyway, yeah, so I used to record them secretly and then animate it. And my characters were like really like not appealing. They were kind of like, just black and white and weird. I posted it. I don't know if you guys heard of Philip DeFranco. He's a huge YouTuber. I mean, if you don't know Philip DeFranco, you gotta know him. He does like the news, the YouTube news. He's been around forever. He found it somehow on Reddit. Reddit's goddamn powerful, by the way. Put your shit on Reddit. And he shared it and it went friggin' viral. So, that one's called Alexa Ruins Families, and it was of me recording my dad and grandma playing with the Amazon Echo, and it was really fun. I got a whole ton of subscribers. I got like probably 6,000 subscribers from that, okay? And I didn't want to do that. Like, I loved doing them, but I wanted to be in that niche that I'm trying to get into now, the storytime niche. So I started making storytime animations that literally were nothing like the ones that people subscribe for. I lost so many fucking subscribers. Sorry to curse. I lost thousands of people. Like, people were unsubscribing to me every single day because they were like, what is this shit? We didn't sign up for this. So I went from like 6,000 subscribers to like 4,000. And basically, like, now, ever since I started becoming more consistent, I'm starting to, like, people know what to expect. People know I'm going to start off with my character talking. People know it's what it's going to be. So and your thumbnails have to be consistent too. The more consistent your thumbnails are, and same with Instagram, the more consistent your posts, consistency and momentum in your posting is a magical recipe. I started doing that, and I went from like losing 1 or 2 subscribers a day every day to now I gain like 5 to 10 a day of the right audience, of the audience that I want. So consistency and momentum.
Same thing with us, on Animation Hustle, if you post something that's not in like my...
What if Animation Hustle posted a picture of his dinner? What would you guys feel?
No one would want to see that. No one would want to see that. We're here to hustle animation.
Could you imagine if you just posted a picture of like your mashed potatoes and shit? And like people wouldn't be very happy with that. They're like, dude, I'm not here for your mashed potatoes. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Blind Arts asks, how does scheduling work for animation studios? How do they come up with episodes week after week, seemingly without a problem?
Without a problem? Which studio are you talking about?
Yeah, I thought it was like, there.
That's so cool that you're interested in that. Maybe you want to be in production one day. I guess I can try to quickly walk you through a production schedule.
How long does it take to make an episode of SpongeBob? So this will be good.
Well, every production is different. So I used to work on a show called Ball Masters for Adult Swim. It's at Titmouse. We animated it for Adult Swim. The creator's Christy Caracas. He worked with us in the New York studio. He is the coolest dude of all time. 10 episodes a season, 11-minute long episodes, something like that. Depending on the duration of your actual episodes, that's gonna change everything. And also how many episodes that you have in the season, how long is your production schedule. So it starts off if you want to get really at the beginning, and this, and Jabril, I want to hear about your pitching experiences, by the way. I'm very interested to hear about that. So you pitch, you get something picked up by a network, and the next thing to kind of do is to create a budget. How much money do we need to make this thing? How long your episodes you want them to be? What kind of style animation? There's a lot of things to talk about in terms of making a budget. Once you get the budget approved, then it's when you can start production. You have to actually have money, right? And the budget's based on a schedule. I think Ball Masters was a year around. So let's say, okay, for us to make 10 episodes that are going to be 11 minutes long is going to take a year. If they wanted to make that deadline shorter, then they would need to account for more people on the team, because I think we had 10 or 12 animators on that show. So that was the amount of animators we needed in order to turn this stuff around in accordance with the schedule. If they wanted to have this stuff out in 6 months, we'd need double that. You know what I mean? And that's what you guys should be doing too. If you want to make animations, you should always be planning as much as you can before. After that, it usually starts out with writing. You get the scripts done. Once you get the scripts done, you have to hire voice actors. Then you record. Once you record the voice actors, you get editors, and the editors will helped make you a radio play, which is putting together the voices and making a mix of the script and doing an estimated timing of everything. And by the way, this varies as well. Depending on the show can be different too, but this is essentially what it is. We'll give the voices to a storyboard artist. The editors would put the storyboards in a program where they can make an animatic, which is essentially moving pictures. And then after animatic is approved, that's when animation starts. And then you'll start assigning scenes of the animatic to the animators. The animators will do the rough stage of the animation. They have to get that approved. Once the rough is approved, then they can clean it up. Once the cleanup is approved, then they can color it. And once that's all approved, then we send it over to composite. And by the way, during this whole thing, background artists are drawing and painting backgrounds while animation is going on. So the compositors are constantly getting approved colored backgrounds and approved colored animation, and they're constantly putting that shit together. That's basically the gist of it.
And then in each, know that like a life-ending disaster happens in each one of those steps. It is a miracle that anything gets done and made, and it's like an even bigger miracle that anything is good. Like once you're inside the process and know how it all goes down, like it's crazy.
there's nothing goes smoothly, by the way, right? So it's first of all, these animators usually have really hard deadlines to hit, and my job as a coordinator was to go around to these animators and check in with my clipboard and say like, so basically I'm about to light a fire under your ass and make sure that you're on track. Like I made friends with all the animators. They're always like, oh fuck, Lauren's back. Like here she comes. Like I just make sure everyone's on track, and like it's always kind of stressful, but it's so much fun. It's a lot of fun. Oh my god, I'm sorry, but real quick, Noah just asked, did any of you ever meet Butch Hartman? I did, at Nickelodeon. That was another time I was very unprofessional. I was fanning the F out. I was freaking out. He was my hero when I was a teenager. Okay, so anyway.
Does anyone have any last minute questions for us before we jump off? Someone asked, where are you based? I am in LA.
I'm in New Jersey.
So we're on different coasts right now.
Yeah, you got the earlier time. It's like 8 o'clock over here.
I still have a Saturday to enjoy. But real quick before you sign off, let everybody know where they can find your stuff.
My YouTube channel is eLL space cartoons. Please go visit me there. I live to entertain. I would love if you watched my videos and tuned in when I post. I'm probably gonna post another video on next Saturday, so please subscribe. And then add me on LinkedIn if you want. Then you can really see my past experience. My actual name is Lauren Lorenzo. I think it's Lauren L. Lorenzo on LinkedIn. And I think it says that I'm working at Titmouse on there right now, which like I said, I'm not at the moment. So so if you can't find me, find the Lauren that's working at Titmouse. Reach out to me. I just love to help if I can. If you guys have any other questions about like the industry or something and I feel like I can help, I would freaking love to help you. Before we go, Jabril, can you quickly just say one thing you learned about pitching? Because I need advice on that.
Okay, so for people who don't know, I'm kind of the pitching guy. I have a couple projects I'm developing now, and I'm really excited about it, so fingers crossed. You can find my stuff. I'm Jabril Mack. You can find me on Instagram at Jabrilio, Jabrilio. And my series is called The Weaklings. You can find that at theweaklings_cartoon. So when it comes to pitching, I started pitching professionally probably about 2 years ago, I think. And my biggest advice is like, do not get emotionally invested in the process. The process is very slow. It can tear you apart, eat you alive. So before you go into this battlefield, put on as much armor as you can and have something like your own channel, your own platform that you can have for yourself. Because once it gets in the industry, no matter how good your idea is, it can easily get caught up in the machine and spit out as something that you didn't want, which is a part of the game.
When you say the process, you mean, what do you mean exactly?
The process, like when you're pitching and getting so many, when you pitch, more likely than not, it's going to be a no, right? They can't make every single idea. So hearing no's.
Oops. And shut off. Thanks for watching. Start your own. Oh shit. What happened? What happened? What happened? Damn it! I wanted to learn.